right, guys, back for another episode of the Buffalo Bridal Podcast. Today we are hanging out with Jade from Whirlin Disc Sound. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. How's everybody else doing?
Doing good. I wanted to actually formally introduce myself. I am the director of events here at Whirlin Disc Sound.
Okay.
But I'm also a DJ on the team. So fun
Very
fact.
nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
Love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about Whirlin Disc and kind of like how it got started and stuff like that?
Absolutely. So Whirlin Disc has been around since 1973.
Wow.
So longevity of this company.
I don't think anybody realized it's been that long.
No, it's a lot of times we get, the parents, and now we're getting the grandkids and the kids.
That's
Yeah.
really cute.
So it's fun, yeah. So it's gone through 3 owners. Tommy was the first one. The second one was Chris, and then Maxwell, who is now the current owner, acquired it in 2019. So we're just updating and keeping the ball rolling.
Love it. Awesome. Does Whirlin Disc Sound offer lighting, photo booths, MC services? Can you elaborate more on what you guys offer packages wise?
Yeah, absolutely. So we start anywhere from just reception of DJ to uplighting to, we call ourselves hosts. Not just DJs, but we're hosts and DJs because we kind of help run the day.
Mm-hmm.
We do photo booths, video message booths, audio booths. We do the party sticks. We do dance floor lighting. Cold Sparks.
Wow, when does it end?
One more. The heart-shaped sunglasses we just added in too.
Oh,
so,
do they let?
No, they're just colored. So it's like a tinted. So
Yeah.
when the dance floor lights hit, it actually looks really
Cool.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love when you can go to one vendor that you're expecting one thing from, and you find out when you peel back the curtain that they had this whole host of other things. So you don't have to go find it in a million different places. And you work with one person for all this stuff, and you cut down your list of things to do.
And that's why you hire the professionals, because then you also get things that you don't know you needed.
Yes.
Like the sunglasses.
Yeah.
The photo
I
booth too,
love the
huge.
sunglasses.
Clients always ask, does the DJ come with a photo booth? Because then you have to go and outsource a whole nother vendor for your photo booth.
Well, we have 3 photo booths now. So
awesome.
We have the regular social booth where everyone just uses it themselves, the kind of booth that kind of everyone sees. We also have a DSLR one, which is based upon a photography camera actually, and it comes out with the photo booth prints. And everybody who steps in there, so if there's 12 or 16 people, everyone walks away with a copy.
Cool.
And then additionally, we give it to the bride and groom too. We print out an extra copy for them, and we give them a leather-bound photo album at the end of the night too.
That's nice.
Very nice.
And then we're also putting out a virtual photo booth. So it's kind of like a mini QR code that you put on the table, and everyone can scan it. So from points of the night, from the guest view, they can load it up, and then we send it
Oh,
off
that's a
to
great
the
idea.
I love that.
Different views of what everyone can see throughout the night.
Yeah.
I think the candids are always more fun, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
See a lot of
I mean,
things
you love the professional photos,
100%.
but the
100%.
candid is like, oh my god, I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah,
Why is this
yeah.
person's shirt off? Like,
Yeah, what's Aunt Susie doing on the table over there?
Those small children should have been sleeping, but they're partying to Pitbull.
I think as a bride and groom, you're almost in a bubble for the night, right? Like you're walking around and you have 3 people you're talking to at any given moment. So it's always nice to see that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, they love seeing that kind of stuff.
absolutely.
All right, so when couples reach out to you and they're in the market for looking for a DJ, how do you guys kind of help them with creating and generating their playlists and what songs because every wedding's different. You got different groups of people, you got different music that people prefer. So how do you know to how to get people on the dance floor and create their playlist?
Yeah, so, well, that goes off of another question. So we have a planning app that is proprietary towards us. So if you do want that, you inquire, because I'm not going to give too much of it, because it's very special, and it's really cool. But to keep energy on the dance floor, music choices, energy on the dance floor, we study crowd psychology. So you want to see how people react and how they work as a crowd together. And with us as DJs, we kind of work with them. Music vibe, music style, all the flavors. And if something doesn't work, we just move on to the next thing. It's not for everybody. It totally makes sense, but you definitely want to make sure everyone's involved. And that's from the older crowd to the younger crowd and in between.
Perfect.
And there's such a fine line with that, right? Grandma and grandpa are going to be dancing to the stuff from today.
Correct.
Or maybe
some
some.
you will be.
videos.
You will be when you get there.
Yes, when I am a grandma, I will be the first on the dance floor, as per my business card. I am the first on the dance floor. However, I do think it's very difficult, the job you have to do, keeping everybody entertained, everybody engaged, different groups of people, different kinds of music. Grandma might not like the same kind of music that, like the 10 and 12-year-olds at the wedding do.
I feel like their music's normally at the beginning of the dance floor, and then it kind of fades off to what everybody else wants to hear.
It's a different rating as you go down.
Yes.
It helps because a lot of times the DJ, you kind of are the person everyone looks to. You are what makes the vibe. And if a DJ's behind their board, then everyone's going to be like, oh, I don't want to party.
Sure.
Right. The DJ's having a good time. They're like, I don't know this song, but I'm going to go on a dance floor and party.
DJ's having a good time?
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing I ever, like when I used to DJ weddings, I think the hardest thing ever was that the crowd that no matter what you played, nobody's dancing, and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, and even if you're back there like doing your thing, and they're all looking at you, you're like,
Crickets,
okay.
crickets.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is. Because, every wedding's different. It's got different kinds of people in it, so it's kind of
no
hard
wedding's the same.
No.
I have not seen the same wedding.
I think that's what I love the most about working weddings is that they're never the same.
No.
And every crowd is so different.
Yes.
Yep, it's a live event, and you just don't even know how it's gonna go. It's exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, what is one common mistake couples make when they're like planning, the music and stuff for their wedding?
Yeah, this is my favorite question.
Okay.
To be honest.
Let's
I
do
knew
it.
the chuckle before the question was done. I was like, she's got something good for this one.
So, for couples, honestly, don't just pick a playlist for yourself. It's really hard that's how we learn about the crowd. We learn from you guys, and we want to know, what does your family listen to? What did you grow up listening on? And if we don't have that, and we just have what you're playing, again, it's every song doesn't match, or it doesn't mesh very well. So making sure there's a wide variety of song choice for everybody. And if it's not your favorite, that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It is okay. Like, you also need a breather to go to the bathroom, to grab a drink, to take a minute and absorb the day, because it goes by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So just that moment. So making sure there's a list for everybody. And that includes adding a RSVP line, like saying request song.
I was going to ask about that. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Because you guys are creative. You're like artists. You're crafting the entire like vibe of the event.
Yeah.
When people feed songs through an RSVP list, like, do you appreciate that? Do you?
We do it.
How close of a, how close do you follow that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, our clients, the bride and groom.
Sure.
Sorry,
Yep.
family
Nope.
and everything like that. But
Very
it's
proverbial too.
Yeah. But we take every request like with a grain of salt. But if they come in and say we had a request like line on our RSVPs, we kind of add a little section in there for our DJs to know what to go through and kind of what works. And obviously, there's the do not playlist as well.
Yes.
So kind of we have to also accommodate what they don't want to hear or play. But that's where the DJ comes in, and we create miniature set lists. So like you're, again, giving us the information of your crowd, and we create mini set lists from the songs you gave us. So then we start to build off of that to make that ultimate night happen for you.
Awesome.
Can I ask a question with the do not
Of course
playlist?
you can. You don't even have to ask
I
a question.
love the do not playlist. I'm
Yes,
so
I know.
curious.
I always love to know what.
Is there a song that you guys see constantly on the do not playlist?
Yes,
Like,
3.
Is there? Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
She's
one?
ready again.
I know. Ready again.
I have a guess of one.
All
She's like,
right,
I've been
Molly,
waiting for
go.
this.
Because I feel like I see this on every
Yeah.
of my clients' do not playlist, the chicken dance.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
I knew
one of
that
them.
was one. People
Yeah.
don't like
Do you
that.
have a guess?
I'm gonna go with my usual, the Cupid Shuffle,
Okay.
because I
Is
feel
that
like
one of the top
I
three?
feel like
Not
I feel,
one of the top 3, but line dances are in there.
Okay.
I feel like usually the bride and groom either love it or hate it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't ever feel like there's a middle ground
Sure.
on
Yeah.
that song, but they'll play it because like
It gets people out
their
there.
niece and nephews like it, or like
Yeah.
they know people will dance to that.
Yeah.
Right.
And as a DJ, sometimes you might just have to throw that in there to make things move a little
Yeah.
more than
Sure.
they need to, right?
Pull people
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
middle.
Definitely.
I don't have I will dance to anything.
You're just out there all the time.
Absolutely no shame in my game. You put the
I love
shuffle out there, you put chicken dance, I will be up there
I just
and ready to
my
roll.
brides will send me their do not playlist just so I know,
Sure.
and I the chicken dance is literally always listed.
I love it. Okay, drum roll.
Yeah.
The Macarena.
Oh,
Okay.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
I know, right?
Nobody plays
think
it.
Maybe it's because it's always on the Do Not Play list. That's why we never hear it.
I never hear that anymore.
Wow.
And more recently, right now, it's been Bruno Mars.
Really?
Uptown Funk, is that on the list?
Just like the
Bruno Mars
general,
in
like
general?
Bruno Mars.
Wow.
I mean, I've been seeing that a lot.
Anti-Bruno. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, I
and
got it.
country.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, see, I feel
That's
like you
another-
gotta be in the right. You gotta be a country
Right.
person.
So
to play
if
funk.
you're
Yeah.
saying no country, and this is for the couples out there who are planning and,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to understand, I understand country. However, there's some poppy country songs that came out, like Shabuzi. And
Look at Beyonce. She just won an album
Right.
for Country Album of the Year.
Exactly.
There's Texas Hold'em. Like,
Yeah.
there's stuff like that. Like, I would probably put down maybe not like the old country.
Mhm.
Like, say
Some
the
of this stuff's hard
specific
to
era.
dance,
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
to for sure.
Right, right. You don't want
there's
country
some
girl
country-
shake it for me. You don't want that.
Sure,
on
sure,
the
sure,
dance
sure,
floor.
sure.
Yes.
I feel like, there's some, Garth Brooks old ones that'll
Right.
like get people singing.
Like the singing in the
like
group.
The singing group.
Or like
one.
end of the
Yeah.
night
Yeah.
song where it's just like
Yeah.
let's all sing.
Like Friends
you
in
know.
Low
Yes.
Places,
Yeah.
that comes on.
That's
Oh,
usually the last
That's
song
a good
of
one.
the night.
Everyone gets in a
Everybody
circle. It's like a whole
holds
thing.
hands.
Yeah.
And
I had to
blows.
ask about Uptown Funk because when I worked at the casino, when I bartended at the casino, we used to bet on how many times a night we were going to hear Uptown Funk.
Wow.
And the one night it was like 7 times.
Oh, gross.
And I'm just like, okay.
Other
And-
songs
and-
exist in
and
the world.
it's a named DJ on the radio, and I'm not going to name because I love him when I see him out.
Sure.
But if I had to hear Uptown Funk one more time, I was going to Uptown Funk somebody.
It's a rough crowd. It's a
All right,
rough
so
crowd
now that we
here.
got the 3 do not play,
Yeah.
do you have like a 3 like most requested like right now like going into the 2025 season like
Most requested.
or what you anticipate
Yes.
being the most requested if you don't know.
Yeah. Ooh.
because like I'm trying to think if I hear and I know I will because it's the first song that is usually always played at every wedding I do. September.
I was just gonna say September.
September is
But-
literally played at every wedding I do.
However.
First.
I feel like that song gets everybody.
Everyone. So
Every age range.
Not
I
always.
don't want to hear that song anymore.
Me neither. I'm
I'm
sick
okay
of
with
it.
not hearing it, but I'm
I
just
like
saying.
it.
Oh, I turned it off the radio now. I've listened to it too much. It's overplayed.
definitely one. So now, I DJ all the time, but hearing it, I actually really like that song.
Oh, it gets people
It
going.
gets everyone
Sure.
going, and then it also helps transitioning the end of the night.
Mhm.
So if you're starting off with disco, September can help you go to pop.
Sure.
If you're starting off with pop or anything, it helps you go back down to the disco. It's
Yeah.
a good transition song, so I definitely get like
Yep.
overhearing it, and as vendors, we
Really
It just
over
is
Yeah,
like-
I
I
think,
just
I
wanna
think
hear
because
it.
the vendors hear it every
Yeah,
single
it's just
Saturday
we're just
night,
sick of
Yes.
hearing it.
yeah.
and the guests don't.
But the guests
Yeah,
don't,
right.
and the guests are like, "Oh my god, I haven't heard this song in forever," and then they go out on
Yeah.
the dance floor.
So September is a huge one. I do see on the list as well. I'm seeing Hot to Go and anything Chapel Ronan
Yeah.
pop up very heavily.
Sure.
One thing I'm actually really sad about. Pitbull. A lot of people don't want Pitbull
What?
anymore.
I think he's become way too overplayed, in my opinion.
I
don't know.
love.
I don't-
I feel like this is a bad take on my
See,
side.
I
but-
don't think
That's
he's
it. No.
overplayed. Like I just heard a Blake and Pitbull mix, and it was like got me
Bon Jovi
going.
just did a
I
mix
heard
with
that one
Pitbull
too.
too.
He puts out a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
But if I have to hear Mr. Worldwide one more time,
Mr. Worldwide.
yeah.
Oh my god, all day. I could listen to
Man,
Pitbull
I'm
all
just-
day long.
I'm
He's just
so
got like a
negative
good
today.
like mix and range of stuff.
He
I
does.
feel.
No, there's different like Timber. Okay, we don't need to hear Timber.
Timber's on the
Yeah.
older.
I think-
Fireball, that gets everybody on the dance floor because
Yes.
it's kind of like a song every. It's
Gets
kind of a
people
line
to the
dance,
to the
not a
bar,
line
too.
dance.
Yeah.
But everyone, by
Yep.
that time, everyone's had a liquid courage.
They
Yes,
probably have had
yes.
Fireball.
They-
Correct.
and they're looking
Correct.
for more.
Yeah. Love it.
So,
Love
yeah.
it.
All right. So why don't you tell us like how far in advance should couples be looking to book you guys, and what's the process of booking you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we prefer
Mm-hmm.
either a year plus.
Mhm.
With that being said, obviously stress becomes a lot because it ends up being a second full-time job, and you have to speak with like 20 other vendors at the same time, and all these details that you go, oh.
Yeah.
So we prefer that. As it gets closer and you start to book a little closer, that's where the stress starts to hit, and we can definitely see that, and
Mhm.
we don't want that to happen. Well, any vendor we like to keep the stress off of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You need to enjoy that day. Again, it goes by like that, and nothing else can happen. But with that, what was it? What was the other part of it?
Well, that gives them time to fill out the app and stuff, right? And to take care of all the little details that need to go in there for you to help you do your job. So.
And then you go into, they reach out to you, then do you schedule like a consultation to kind of go over, your whole process and everything and make sure you're available for the date?
Yeah.
And then so let's say they book you a year in advance. When do you guys start like contacting them to, create the playlist and give them the planning app and everything?
Right away.
So
as soon as they book with us, within 24 hours, they get access to
awesome.
the app.
Awesome.
Once then, they can, roll and cruise however they so choose. If they don't want to be in the planning as much as possible, that's totally fine. If they want us to be heavily in there, totally understand. We get the mix of both worlds. And then about 6 months out, we reach out again about, music styles. Everyone's music style changes. What are you listening to now? And all that kind of stuff. And then once we get 2 months out, we do a planning meeting. But in that time, we constantly are keeping check. Is there any questions? Do you have anything? Because, questions pop up. Or about the venue or another vendor, or do you have a suggestion about something? And we're always there for it.
Okay, cool.
How do you feel about the dance floor games? Like, the whole, everyone that's been married 10 plus years. Or,
the anniversary dance?
Yeah.
So that's been starting to go away.
Okay.
I've maybe done it twice last year and once this year.
Okay.
It's really hard because a lot of the older couples don't really go on the dance floor anymore.
Right.
And that is one way. And I understand if it's like, ugh, but just get it done quick.
Yeah.
Like, let's
do it at the beginning.
Let's do it at the beginning, and let's just, enjoy that moment. And what I like to do is a lot of people have the couple leave the dance floor because, you go through the time.
Yeah.
I have the couple stay on, and they dance until the end.
Yeah.
So you have the new marriage and then the oldest marriage standing on the dance floor, and I think that's super cute and emotional.
Yeah. What do you think about, I've seen at the very beginning, before the party really gets going, everybody the wedding couple has come in, the whole bridal party, etc., and everybody comes to the dance floor to take a photo.
I just saw that.
And then
the photo frenzy kind of thing.
Then the music starts going because everyone starts on the dance floor because they're trapped there. They have to go there for the photo. What do you think about that?
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah,
this is new to me.
I was gonna say the whole big group haven't, but the photo frenzy, that's another
with the
hit
tables.
thing. Yep.
I've seen with the tables, but I have seen it now a couple times where everybody to the dance floor and the photographer takes one big group photo.
And then
the DJ drops some kind of
crazy
that's cool.
song,
and everyone's on the dance floor
there already.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I like that.
If that's the new trend that's coming up, absolutely, we'll definitely.
I've seen it
cool.
only 2 or 3 times. So I don't know if it's a trend or
it's
just
I mean, it started from photo frenzy, which I do suggest to couples. I know that they like to run around from room to room.
The photo rush.
Yeah, the photo rush. Another good thing is having them sit on the dance floor and each table run up.
I've done that.
You don't want your lovely dress.
Yeah.
I had a bride rip her dress.
Yeah.
The groom stepped on it when they were running, and it pulled it down.
That's what worries me. And then they're in heels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. You have to look beautiful and stunning on your day, but I don't want you to get hurt.
Right.
Sit, and then we'll take nice photos. And it could be funny. I've seen more of online now where they're doing the funny photos. And they just sit there and they wait for people to rotate doing the funny photos with them. And it gets definitely a photo with everybody where they don't have to talk to them after dinner.
Just more interaction, just more movement and more engagement with everybody versus
it keeps the energy up
to each table.
Are there other games, stuff to do on the dance floor that you have done that we haven't mentioned?
So the shoe game, that's also starting to go out of style.
What's the shoe game?
Yeah, absolutely. The bride and groom sit back to back on the dance floor, and they take off their shoes, and they each hold each other's shoe.
Okay.
And we ask 25 questions, and they raise who they think.
Got it.
Like who loves each other the most. Obviously, they should be putting each other's shoes on.
What if they
Who takes longer getting ready?
Yeah.
Like those
all
kind of
those
questions.
like type of questions.
Game kind of questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Sometimes that can die a dance floor. I'll be completely honest. Especially if you want to do that, I think right in the beginning, once kind of everyone's still finishing dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a lot of times they want it 45 minutes into the dance floor, and I'm like,
yeah, that's
especially when you have a party. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like even like the fire, the sparkler send off. Oh. I know some people like to do that like in the middle of the wedding, you know, because people are leaving and they can't really wait till the end.
Yeah.
But that can tend to like not bring people down, but it's like it pulls them off the dance floor and then they technically don't really go back after
some
that
people
kind of.
leave. They think that's the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like the traditional send off that they would do normally, and then people think, oh, that's it.
Right. Right.
The one venue I noticed, like we always work at Akron Acres, and I feel like they do it like right at last call. So they do last call there at 9:45. Okay. So the dance floor is pretty much done.
Yep.
But then the DJ always does like the shout song or like the Buffalo song that needs to be played to like send everybody out the right way, I guess.
Yeah.
And I love that they do that because there's more than enough people to do the send off.
Absolutely.
At the end of the night, then ruin your dance floor.
Yeah, doing it like an hour in when, you know, it just kind of throws the whole vibe of the wedding off when you're doing a farewell when it's not even over yet.
We're not done yet, guys. Still plenty of party to party.
Another thing that's like trickling out is the garter removal. And
I was going to ask about
I haven't
the
seen either of those in a long time.
They really don't do them that much at all anymore. A lot of couples don't want to do that.
No, a lot. Now I've been seeing that the bride dedicates the bouquet.
To the mom.
Either
Usually
the mom or a couple that's been married the longest that is there or something along those lines.
Have you seen, I just did my first one last season. What she did was the bride and her mom took a bouquet and she had ribbons on it.
love
the bride held, one of them held the bouquet up. All the women guests grabbed a ribbon, and then the mom or her, I can't remember, vice versa, would cut them at times, and then the last person with the ribbon still attached would get the bouquet.
Got it.
I like that.
It was really cool. It was really different. I've just never seen anything like it. Yeah. And you know, you gotta kind of be prepared, like to have the ribbon on that bouquet because that would really just alter the entire plan. But that was really cool. Like her cutting it, it was just a whole different way of doing a bouquet.
I do think you have to have something. I feel like there has to be something because I understand that not everybody wants to be on the dance floor the entire night like I do. Yeah. So like you have to like keep the part. It can't
keep
just
them to
be
do
me
stuff
out there. It's very boring. But like it has to be something to draw the crowd back.
Interactive, get them on the dance floor, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Last season I did a lockbox.
I've seen
the bouquet, and they have a bag of keys. Obviously, one person gets the master key to unlock it, but they all go up and try to unlock the bouquet.
Oh, that's cool.
How'd that work out? Because I saw that on Instagram, but I haven't done like that at all.
Not as well as you thought.
Instagram made it look like it worked out very well.
They probably did it like 12 times to get the perfect video.
It did look cool though.
Instagram, man.
Yeah.
What a place.
I mean, Pinterest is where it's like, oh my gosh, let's try and do a Pinterest photo.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to tell us? Do you have any like horror stories that you want to talk about?
Ooh. Yeah, I could talk about a horror story, definitely.
We're not saying names or anything.
No, absolutely not. Very vague. It was last season. When we go through the couple, so the day, when we announce everyone to kind of sit down for the reception and that we're going to do intros, you get everyone. And then as a DJ, you introduce yourself to the rest of the bridal party because you haven't met them yet and familiarized. Well, with that being said, we talk about names, right? I usually suggest first names, and a lot of people do first and last names, and that can get difficult and messy because sometimes we might mispronounce it, or the last minute add into is, we try our best. Again, it's a live event, like you said, so
a lot going on.
Sometimes
things can happen.
Things can happen.
Yep.
After announcing a name, the couple didn't come through the door. It wasn't the couple, it was one of the parents. And I announced again, they finally opened the door again and they came through. I was like, okay, and I was behind my DJ booth recording myself doing intros because I'm like, I never see myself do it. Like, let me
get some content.
Let's
maybe.
Get some
Let's
content.
see what happens here.
And this woman ran behind the DJ booth into my microphone and yelled the last name differently.
Because you were saying it wrong?
Because apparently I was saying it wrong.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. After I confirmed.
And they didn't come through because of that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure what happened behind the doors.
Sure.
Like, I don't know if they didn't hear or they didn't open, whatever.
That feels stressful.
Yeah.
That feels
It gets very
stressful.
Yeah.
My
You
mind
can't
would be
show
like,
There's no
course.
showing it.
Right.
You gotta
There's
eat
no
it.
like ill intention. It's
No.
a mistake.
No. And I apologized.
Yeah.
But I have to. It was 14 bridal party members, so I just have to
Oof.
keep. You have to
moving.
keep rolling.
Yep.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we can't go back.
Yeah.
Again,
Right,
once we
right.
say something out
Yep.
of our mouths, there is no rewind.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I'm always amazed with the people that find it necessary to like run up to you and tell you that you did something wrong.
Especially
Like,
pronouncing
just let
someone's
it go.
name. It happens.
And it wasn't the first name. It was just the last name. And I totally understand. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. But I confirmed. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
frustrating
Yeah.
when I confirm. And then we did that, and I just stopped my recording.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's
All right.
not the
You could have
intro
used it
that I
and said
was
like, do
going
not do
for.
this if someone makes a
I mean,
mistake.
I don't know. My maiden name is a Polish last name, and
I have a Polish last name.
yeah,
too, so.
I commend anyone who actually gets it correct.
I
Like,
know. See, some of those last names are hard.
there's a lot of consonants in there,
Yeah.
and lots of letters. I don't know. I just think people have to have a bit of grace.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, when you confirm it, like when I DJ'd, I would break it down any way I had to
Sure.
say it the way that they told me to.
Oh, I tell them, do not look at how I'm
Right.
writing your
Right,
name.
right. This is
how
what I
you
need.
say
This is
pronounce
me.
it.
Not what
This is
you
a me
think.
thing. I'm gonna say it right because
Yeah.
of this.
But I'll bet you no one thinks about that, right? Like the couple's not thinking about that when they're, in the middle of their day. So these are all the reasons you hire professionals.
Yes.
And that should be like our tagline, like hire a professional, because it's the first time a lot of people have done this stuff, and these are the little details that need to be
Yeah.
thought through,
Yeah.
and like name pronunciations are so important. Then you got to
Well,
think
and then
about
you
it.
get, I've worked with a few clients that some of them don't even get a DJ. They create like a playlist and play it. And that kind of just makes things a little bit difficult because you don't have the person
Yeah.
announcing and keeping you got to have a leader on the mic to
Yeah.
kind of keep the party going.
It's
Who's
funny-
doing what, when, and
Yes.
where,
It's
right?
really funny that you say that because with the trailer now,
Yeah.
we get people who don't want to hire a DJ because they're doing a backyard wedding.
Mhm.
So we have two huge speakers on the trailer. They're like, well, we can just plug in our Spotify, right? And I'm like, yeah, you can, but please go get a DJ. Like,
Yeah.
there'll be a big difference.
Yeah, you need that personality.
But my favorite part when they do that is when they forget to like turn the ringer off. And the music stops because
Yeah.
their phone
Yeah.
rings.
Yeah.
Or my all-time favorite is when they'll have like an earbud in and they'll be talking to somebody on the phone, but it's coming through the speaker
my goodness.
on the trailer.
That's messy.
And
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I'll usually try to get over there and turn it off so
Yeah.
it doesn't like get too
Yeah.
personal because who knows
Right. Right.
what they're gonna be talking about. But again, hire a professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let them bring their
Thank
equipment.
God I have not seen that.
There's a reason there's DJs that
Yeah,
are
I think
professionals.
there's two different things we're talking about. It's talking about music
Mhm.
and playing music and keeping the crowd on the dance floor with music versus like orchestrating and hosting. And I'm glad you mentioned in the very beginning of this that you're not just DJs, but you're hosts.
Yes.
Yes.
You're hosting the event. You're keeping the timeline moving. You're giving direction as to like what's going on. And if you're just doing like a very casual cocktail hour thing, then okay, maybe just the playlist is fine if
Mhm.
there's no like,
Yeah.
events to kind of manage
Absolutely.
to. But if you're having a wedding and you're inviting all these people and you have a timeline and you have introductions and you have all this stuff, then you have to hire someone
Mhm.
to do that for you.
You need to have someone
correctly.
to do the music to get people on the dance floor too. Because if you have a playlist, people that might not like that playlist, but you have a DJ in the background that can switch that.
Yeah.
Compared to if you just have a playlist that
It's
you
a static
created.
versus dynamic
Mhm.
experience.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Is there anything else you want to tell us about Whirlin Disc? Anything about the DJs? Anything like that?
Yeah. So for couples with their first dance
Yes.
is a thing. I would like to say, with picking that, which is very difficult. I know it can be difficult.
It is.
I would say two things. One, try taking a special moment you either had together and the song was playing at that time, or if something reminds you of.
Oh, Ron's got it.
Oh no, I was gonna say.
Keep going. Oh, man.
Because it can be a special moment, whether you're in the living room and you start to play a song and you start crying to each other and dancing. Like that's it. That's
Yeah.
the key.
Sure.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Another thing is don't stray away from a long song. So we do custom edits.
Okay.
So think, if you have a minute-long song. We actually customize the song to actually sound like a full song in about 2 to 3 minutes,
Love
if
that.
you need
That's
to,
very nice.
or
Yeah.
choreographed.
Perspective, no one wants to watch you twirl around for 6
And
minutes.
they don't want to be
I
out there
love
for 6 minutes.
I love y'all.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah,
Everyone's
no,
looking
it's
at
a lot
you
for
at one
everybody.
time.
I would like
Yeah.
my cocktail and I would like my food. And
Yeah.
I would like to move it along.
Yes.
Just to get on the dance floor.
Even if you're doing like the surprise parent, parent dances, formal dances, and they do that, we do the mashups too for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
We can do multiple songs, obviously ahead of time. Sure.
Yes, yes,
Please don't
yes.
tell us
Yeah.
a day
The
of.
week of.
Yeah.
Definitely ahead of time, but we do those
Yeah.
for our couples.
I did
too.
that at my wedding. I made my own mix-up. I guess I did a good job, but I was able to get it over to the DJ, and me and my dad worked on our dance for 6 months.
I was so mad I
and
missed that.
I would like to see a video of this.
I have videos. I can't even watch it because I just get so emotional. It just, it took so much time and like just the reaction from like, my family, because it's just so out of character for my dad to have a choreographed dance. So that's awesome because that was a really special moment part of my wedding. So I encourage people to just surprise everybody with a choreographed mashup dance.
I don't know if guys know who Bob Schneider is. He's kind of, like Jack Johnson or like any of those people. So Bob Schneider has this song called Deep Blue Sea, and my wife and I love that song.
Now you're making a face.
Until, for some reason, one day I was listening to it and I was like, did he just say what I thought he said?
That's where I was.
And if you look up the lyrics of that song,
Okay.
it's about like drowning in the ocean.
Oh.
It's less.
And I was like, but it doesn't, like, the vibe seems very like fun.
You don't think about it. when
No.
you're-
Yeah.
And when I just happened to catch it one day, and I was like, "Baby, we might need to change our first dance song because I don't want to be thinking about dying in the ocean when."
Once you start listening,
Because
to
I probably would have started
lyrics.
laughing on the dance floor, like hysterically, like.
Yeah, but then you're stuck with that song for your entire marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But we really love the song. Like we would. So our big thing was when we first started dating, we would play 20 questions, and no question was off limits, and we would have like music like that, just like chill date night music playing.
Yeah.
And we would just ask questions, and like that song became like our song of
Yeah.
that game. So it meant
See?
something
Yes.
deep,
Yeah, something.
but it was a little too deep. Pun intended.
I like that.
I love
yes.
that. I love it.
That's okay. That leads me to mother-son dance songs.
Okay, yeah.
I know that's your baby boy. Totally understand. I suggest maybe listening deeper into these songs
Sure.
that you definitely go to, because there are a few where the crowd all looks at each other like, "Are you sure you should be dancing?"
What
to
did I
the-"
just see?
Oh
I saw
yeah,
a
the inappropriateness.
The
Yeah.
appropriateness
Yes.
of the song.
I just saw a show or movie where the mom and son were dancing to like Let's Get It On.
What?
Yeah, it was a movie. It wasn't, but everyone's like, what is this mother? Like, why are they
Yeah.
dancing to
What's
like Let's Getting It
happening?
On? Like, it was hilarious. I mean,
my
it was
goodness.
a comedy show.
Yeah.
But like that's
but a
that's where.
suggestion of just listen, like you said, deeper into
Yes.
the lyrics.
Choose
Yes.
wisely. Choose wisely. Yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
That's crazy.
All right, cool. So how can we get in contact with you, find you guys, if you want to let us know your website and
Yeah,
Instagram and all that?
Absolutely. If you go to wdsdj.com, that's our website. We're Whirlin Disc Sound on Instagram.
Okay.
We're also on Facebook. We get inquiries from Instagram, Facebook, website, Zola, Wedding Wire, The Knot,
You're all on everything.
everything.
All right, cool.
We'll be all on there.
All right, and did you have any kind of discount or anything you wanted to offer?
Absolutely. If you mention this podcast or any of the vendors we're working with, we have up to $350 off. Also, our off-season pricing, which is up to $500 off.
Wow.
Off-season.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been fun. I love talking about the dance floor and the DJs and the songs and everything, because that's really what the party's about.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate you being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. All this information will be in the description, so you don't have to remember it. We'll have all the links there for you.